Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of e-commerce Lab by Ecomcy, the place where everything related to Amazon FBA private label and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring you Michael White, who is the Chief Strategy Officer at SmartScout, which is an amazing tool when it comes to Amazon FBA product research. This tool can do so many things, and one of the sweet points is definitely help you find those products to keep adding to your brand, specifically in the private level. And today, Michael is going to walk us through what are some of the unique features that SmartScout bring to the table. So, Michael, it's a pleasure to have you here with me today. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. I think the first time we met was almost 3 weeks now ago in Mexico. We were there at the Ecom Expo in Mexico City. By the way, you guys did an amazing presentation, the workshops around how you can use SmartScout and all of that. People love the tool. And that's where actually we started interacting. And from that moment onwards, I say, yeah, I need to bring these guys to the podcast. I love what the tool can do. And for sure, I know I can add a lot of value to especially those sellers looking to keep researching products for the Amazon brand. Now, before we get started, usually I like to use the initial couple minutes of the episode just to give a space for my guests to introduce themselves, to learn who is Michael, how you landed into the commerce space, and what brought you to work now in this amazing tool, Smart Scout. If you can give us a bit of that, yeah.
Yeah. So, So thanks again for having me. So about what 7 years ago or 8 years ago, I lived in Colombia for a couple of years, and then after getting back, I was looking for a job, and I found a job at a warehouse.
Okay.
And when I got there, I found out it wasn't like a normal warehouse. It was actually a warehouse of a very large Amazon seller. So I
Yeah.
started just doing very basic prep work. This is a seller that was doing upwards of $50 million a year in
Wow.
sales in Amazon US. So I was just working in the warehouse, opening boxes, prepping products, and getting shipped off to Amazon. Just the
Yeah.
very basic stuff, some
Yeah.
logistics. After doing that for just a couple of weeks, they moved me up to the office. And they realized they were wasting me downstairs in the warehouse, even though I thought the warehouse was fun personally. It was
Yeah.
a good time down there. But and then I started learning how to manage an Amazon account. And then within a couple months from there, I started buying. And that's where I spent a lot of time, was just
Mm.
analyzing what products to buy, figuring out investments, figuring out what was going to bring the best GM, the best ROI,
Yeah.
just hyper focused on that. I've touched kind of everything in the sphere. I've done brand management. I kind of have touched all the things in the Amazon space.
Awesome.
And then I actually left the Amazon space for a short period of time to actually go
Okay.
do commodities trading.
Okay.
Had a really unique opportunity, and then I actually got called up by my old boss who had hired me for the warehouse when he was launching SmartScout, so that I could come back
Great.
and help him build this tool.
That's
So
awesome. I
that's
love it.
that's
Yeah.
that's my
What a
story.
journey. What a journey. Love it. Yeah. I like the fact that you went from the very basic, like, as you said, warehousing task to all the way to managing brands and now leading this amazing tool. So, what a journey. Congrats on that. And when it comes to Smart Scout, the growth you guys been having the space has been very, very good. You guys been growing so fast and everybody's talking about you guys. And I'm sure today with the demo you're gonna be doing to us, we're gonna understand what is the potential and what is the uniqueness that you guys bring to the space, specifically in the pro research space. We all know pro research is something that is very tedious and is complex and is I would say the most important part of any Amazon business. You could have the best strategy in terms of advertisement, you can have the best copywriters, the best designers, but if your product is bad and you just chose the wrong niche, there isn't anything really you can do to fix it afterwards. So yeah, I would like to see what usually we can do with SmartScout, and if you can guide us through what are some of the things we can do with it to find our products. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, sounds great. So I'll dive in, and I just wanted to touch on something that you said there. You talked about how there's lots of things you can do, but if you don't have the right product, you're in trouble. Like, the fact is, so much of what we do on Amazon is optimization. and you can't optimize straw into gold. You
I
can't do
know.
it. You can't do it. Even though I have seen someone who sells dirt on Amazon and they do well. So that's a story for another day.
Yeah,
So
there
you
are
never
small
know.
cases. Yeah, you can find them always. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we have our so this is SmartScout. I'm just going to start by digging into our subcategories tool.
Okay.
What we're doing is we're looking at Amazon from a very different light. So we have tons of different tools. We have over 20 different tools. So I'm not going to dive into all of them today. But let me talk about more like the perspective that we use. For the longest time, we've looked at Amazon on a product by product basis or on a keywords basis. We want to understand it from like a marketplace. Like what's your brand potential? What's your market share? So clothing, shoes, and jewelry does $4.2 billion a month on Amazon.
Oh.
Home and kitchen does $2.9 billion a month. I'm going to dig into this one a little bit, but so let's dig into that. So almost $3 billion a month in sales. Kitchen and dining does 767 of that. Bedding does 462. Home decor does 454 million. Let's dig into that one. Rugs, pads, and protectors do $110 million a month on Amazon. Area rugs do $108 million a month. Rug grip tape and pads does $1.6 million a month on Amazon. That's kind of a weird niche, so I'm kind of actually dig into that one. So now I can see, well, show me all the brands that sell within rug grip tape and pads. So they're sharing $1.6 million of revenue monthly. And I can see, looks like Home Tech Pro. Look like they're probably a private label brand. They have almost 60% of the market share, so they're doing really well.
Yeah.
But then there's lots of these other smaller ones that are doing fine as well, like doing $20,000 a month, $18,000 a month. So just a different perspective when you're walking into it. We can look at how many different ASINs there are, and we can also look at the products that are within this area. We can look, so we have our tool called Scope, and Scope is going to let you look at the history of a category or of a product. So we can see the revenue, how it's climbed on a weekly basis. So the revenue is almost doubled. In the last 12 months, the weekly revenue for this niche has more than doubled. Let's go back 24 months and see.
Yeah, you basically can see if a category is actually going upwards and downwards in terms of trend and growth and all of that, which is super important.
It's grown. And it's grown quite a bit. So you can get an idea for, is this niche worth digging into? Is it something that I could be interested in? So that's just one example. There are over 42,000 different subcategories like rug grip tape and pads that you can go analyze. So coming at it from that angle, because I think oftentimes the way we looked at product research was by keywords, right? And then you end up finding like keyword A, keyword B, keyword C, and then you combine those three keywords, and then it's like, okay, here's my Frankenstein of a product that's now going to go out and be successful. But instead, we're going to analyze based off of what's actually happening, based off of different subcategories.
Yeah, actually, this thing you're showing right here, I mean, there are definitely ways to do it, but it's very manual. You will have to go to Amazon one by one. You will have to do reverse all those categories. And the fact that you can have it now in a glimpse and see all the categories and subcategories, which sometimes those subcategories you need to dig into the listing, see all the subcategories within that list. I mean, it's a game changer. So it's great. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. And then, and just so you know, like I didn't have this pre-planned beforehand. This was live that I was finding this one. So that's just like how many different things there are that you can go dig into. We also have our niche finder tool. It's very similar, but it's actually just going to show us the top like 19,000 different like little niches.
Okay.
Very similar. And of course we can just filter by whatever we're looking for, by how much revenue we're looking for, how many brands we want to compete with, how big we want the top brand to be. We can even look and see at a quick glance what the top brand's already going to be. Computer tablets is Apple, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right on to Purina Pro plan. Sorry, that's a mouthful. Anyway, so I can get quick analysis, understand really fast what opportunity looks like in this space.
Very nice, very nice. And I think for this one, in the one you're showing right now in the screen within these niches, then you can also expand them and dig deeper in terms of funding. What are the actual products driving the most revenue within those subcategories, and go from there.
Yep. Any one of these, like we could let's look at dry dog food for an example. We can pull up. Let's see all the products. It's gonna show me our top products within this category, how much revenue they're achieving. So this alone is doing $1.6 million a month.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you can use that to reverse engineer which products to launch or not.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly. Good. So yeah, that's just one example. And honestly, I could spend all day just going through different subcategories.
Yeah, there's so many combinations you can do from this.
Yeah, awesome. There's too many. That's for sure. But what's interesting here is now we can actually expand deeper. So let's find another niche, and then I can show you some of the things that I have in mind. So let's go health and household. Let's try household supplies, paper and plastic, disposable drinkware, maybe, disposable shot glasses. It's interesting. Let's just do disposable straws. Let's just look at this niche. I'm very curious to see who's here.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's I doubt that this is oh, really? That's interesting. One important thing that I see is average number of sellers is what's going to tip me off as to whether or not this is a private label or not.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate this niche, disposable drinking straws, being
to be private label.
I was thinking it's just going to be your standard large brands.
Yeah. Like the ones you find in Walmart and all of that, the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I thought it would be like toilet paper, where like that's not exactly where I'd look to launch. But they've hit $500,000 a month in revenue. So let's dive into them and let's analyze their business a little bit. First thing I want to do, actually, I'm going to pull up marketplaces so we can analyze their brand across marketplaces.
Okay.
So let's see. US is going to be the majority of the revenue.
Sure.
And Comfy Package.
Super interesting. I have never seen this before. Like you could basically see where they're taking most of the revenue by country. That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you might ask me why did it show less revenue on the other screen than this screen? The other screen was specifically how much revenue are they doing in straws. It looks like they do more than just straws.
Okay.
So that's why they do $500,000 a month or $500 million. Sorry, $500,000 a month in straws, but they do $9 million a month total sales.
Yeah.
So it looks like Canada, Mexico, they really haven't spread.
Yeah.
They're
surprised.
A little bit in the UK.
Yeah.
I'll say this. So there's thousands of ways you can use SmartScout. One of them, if you're an agency sitting in the UK and you see this, you should be calling these guys.
I was thinking that. I was saying, like, you guys are making 9 million. You have the funding to expand. It's like, for sure.
They need to be. They need somebody to come knock on their door, because they're 5 million in Germany is just, or sorry, $5,000 a month in Germany, 5,000 euros in Germany.
Selling nothing.
That's nothing. Yeah. That's nothing. So yeah, they need some help. So that's just one very creative way you can look into this. It's like, okay, who needs help?
That's a good one. Yep. And I guess from here you could even find the listings and go directly to Amazon and everything, right? If you want to explore them deeper.
Yep. We could totally. And then it's also going to show me how many of their products are listed in those marketplaces. Like Canada's got a good amount of them.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Yeah,
and then even then, it looks like there's multiple sellers in Canada and multiple sellers in Mexico. I wouldn't be surprised if these are actually resellers.
Yeah, they are drop shipping the listings from USA, most likely. Something like that.
Interesting. All right, so we could get another tool we could get distracted by. Let's keep exploring Comfy Package. So we can also look at their history. Like, let's see how much they've grown in the last 12 months. So they're doing about $2 million revenue a week. and now they're up to $3.4 million revenue every week.
Wow.
We can see across subcategories like where the revenue is coming from. So it looks like disposable cups is their big one.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, let me remove some of this noise so we're not looking at 1,000 different little niches.
I'm thinking that maybe the reason, just as an extra thinking, I thought of seeing the type of product. Maybe they're not in Europe, because I know in Europe there are regulations that you cannot use single-use plastics or something like that. So maybe
okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So that could be it. Yeah, look at disposable cups is their big winner here.
Yeah.
So now let's say that we're looking at this and we're like, you know what, I'm going after them. Okay. Well, let's take some steps as if we were going after them. So I want to look at their products. Let's look at their top product's going to be a disposable cup of some sort.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, toothpicks. Interesting. Okay. Well, then I'm going to snag the ASIN and let's actually pull these guys up. I want to see their search terms.
Okay.
Let's go to relevancy quadrant. So these are all tools where we can analyze an ASIN and its traffic and its keywords. So we can just kind of reverse engineer what their success is coming from.
Okay. Awesome. So I guess it's gonna charge everything in terms of the keywords, where the traffic is coming from, and all of that, right?
Yeah. So basically, what we're going to do is we have different tools within the section. What this is going to do for us is it's going to show us their keywords.
Okay.
And whether they're high intent, low intent, and then their search volume. So, for example, their best keyword is toothpicks for teeth, toothpick.
Yeah, I see.
And then there's some that they're just less relevant, and they're so right now here. I want to show all keywords. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So we got a couple other ones. City pickers. Actually, don't have as many keywords as I was expecting. Let's look at keyword detective. I'm curious to see where they sit on this. So here we're going to actually look at competitors, and we're going to compare keywords here. Let me see if it loads. Or do these guys really? Maybe these guys are just winning off of organic search, because like I'm not seeing, like, normally I would expect to see a lot more keywording happening here.
Yeah, or maybe they have a very strong also brand presence outside of Amazon. Sometimes that's also the case.
Yeah, that's got to be the explanation, because I'm not even seeing anything here right now. That's very interesting. I can also look and see if they are placing ads. If they are, and it looks like we don't have them placing any ads anywhere. That's very interesting.
Purely organic. Wow.
Yeah, they just have, which this is actually good news. I mean, it's good news either way. So one thing we can see is if they're not investing heavily in this, that means they can be disrupted, because somebody who is not focusing on Amazon can always be beaten by somebody who is focusing on Amazon.
For sure.
So if you decide to go launch your thing of toothpicks, maybe now's the time, and you can compete against these guys.
Yeah, very interesting.
Let me go back to them, and let me go back to let's go back to their product. Okay, here it is right here. Let's go traffic sources. So here's something interesting. Let me pull this one up really quick here. Here, let me go back. Let's go back up to their products. Did it just switch? Oh.
Yeah, now it has another one.
Interesting. I guess stuff's always shifting.
Oh, but I think it's showing all their brands as well. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. All right.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. You're right. So let's see their products. Yep, there it is.
Here you go.
And then let's see. This is kind of an interesting skew to analyze, but we're going to go to traffic graph. So this is the super fun tool. So I'm pulling up traffic graph.
Okay.
It's loading. So traffic graph is super interesting. What we've done is we've reverse engineered how frequently bought together works on Amazon.
Okay.
So let me explain that a little bit here. So right now, the demo, we're using the term keto chocolate.
Okay.
So these are the top 4 products that'll pop up. These ones with the number 1 on it, they'll pop up in the first row if you Google, if you search in Amazon keto chocolate right now.
Sure.
Now, the purple lines indicate products that are currently recommending them as a frequently bought together. So in other words, if I bought this product, it would recommend this product as a frequently bought together. And if I bought this product, it would recommend this product as a frequently bought together product.
Okay.
So we can start to create relationships. So yeah, anything purple is sending traffic, and then anything yellow you're receiving traffic from.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
And I guess you can use this. And I guess you can use this for understanding how to do your product targeting and all of that from there.
Exactly. Like, so putting in because it won't take many steps before you start to notice other brands that are sending you traffic, or where you're sending traffic to other brands. And if nothing else, if you're looking to like compete with one of these products, so for example, this product right here, we see this little circle of products that are sending it traffic.
Yeah.
If I was looking to launch a competing product, I would want to place ads on all of those little products that are sending organic traffic. Amazon's essentially tipping their hat. The only reason that Amazon has the tab that shows frequently bought together is because they want to convert more sales, right? So they're already telling us, hey, you're getting sale. There are sales happening. There is a relationship here. So if nothing else, you should do it with your own products. Make sure that you're placing ads on anything. So let's see. Not everything's going to have traffic. I'm curious. These toothpicks have been kind of an anomaly. Let me grab the second highest product from these guys and see if I have more success there. Interesting. There are some interesting things here as far as where traffic's coming from, where it's going to.
Yeah.
It is a little bit of a different system going on here.
Yeah.
They must be pulling a lot of organic traffic. I'm gonna be digging into these guys more afterwards.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, most likely maybe they're doing something to do with branding. That's bringing traffic to the Amazon listings or something like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be digging into these guys more because I never had this happen before. But anyway, those are just some examples of how you can kind of dig into and understand your competition and maybe build out some competing products. Really analyze a space before you invest into it. I could go on all day, but I think I'll probably kind of leave it at that. Unless you have any questions on what else you want to dig into, if there's a category that you think could be fun to play around in, there's all kinds of stuff you can do.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think it's impressive. I mean, the level of in depth you can go with a product. I mean, just the potential I saw, even for us as an agency, to go in depth for a brand and then finding potential holes where we can add value is amazing. I mean, I haven't seen any other tool going that in depth, so congrats on that for sure. I think the other thing it would be nice to mention regarding SmartScout. I know you do a lot of product research when it comes to private label, but we also could maybe quickly just mention some of the features you guys offer also for those that are interested maybe in wholesaler, right? I know you guys have a lot of tools for that as well.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I'm gonna jump over to like some of our other more basic tools here.
Sure.
So one of our first tools, very similar to what we were doing before. This is our brands tool. Let me hit search. It's going to show us over 1 million brands that are sold in Amazon US. By the way, we can use this across marketplaces. Any one of these marketplaces we can analyze and see sales and trends.
Okay.
So we got, it looks like 900,000 brands today that we can analyze on Amazon.
Wow.
So here's a scenario. I'm looking to resell a brand. I want to find a brand that has at least 2 sellers.
Okay.
I want to find a brand that's doing at least let's say let's say I wanted to be doing at least $500,000 a month on Amazon.
Sure.
Maybe that's too big. I mean, you can use your own metrics. That's actually
For
probably
sure.
that's pretty big. And then I want I'm also going to cap them a little bit. So a couple other things we can do. I can see if Amazon's selling it, because if they're 1P, I'm probably not going to be successful as a reseller.
Yeah, for
I can
sure.
filter this out, and I can say, hey, the max I want to see Amazon is 20% of the time. So that's in the last 30 days. How many days was Amazon in stock?
I see.
So now I'm not going to be competing directly with Amazon as much. So here's
Okay.
over 1,000 brands where this is the case, right? Now from here, I usually just go dig into category. So figure out, is there a category that I'm interested in? So for example, like let's say sports and outdoors is something that I maybe have connections with.
Sure.
Okay, well here's 80 brands where they have at least 2 sellers. They're doing at least $500,000 a month in revenue. And you could probably lower that and get a lot more results, but this is just for today's purposes. And so here's a list of brands that likely I could resell. It looks like there's lots of people reselling them. So
Yeah,
I could
for
probably
sure.
hop on and resell as well. So now if I'm going out and I'm starting to look for like a distributor or a supplier, I can say, hey, I'm looking to buy Ultra Pro products. I'm looking to
Okay.
buy ReadyWise products, whatever that looks like, and find distributors for those brands, instead of kind of the old way of looking and building out a resale business was that you would search thousands and thousands of products. And you would picking the product, check it out on Amazon. Find a product, check it out on Amazon.
Yeah.
Instead, let's find successful brands and products first, and then you can go out and find somebody who you can buy that product from.
Wow, super powerful. Yeah, because with this you can play around with all the filters and basically try to find the criteria adapted to your budget and just find brands that can fit that. So
Yep.
super powerful.
And another example of this is some of the people who use this the most actually is virtually every aggregator in the space uses SmartScout to figure out what Amazon sellers they should approach to talk about buying their business. This is how they analyze and figure out what your revenue is and all those things.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Yeah, I bet you guys last 2 years were super busy with aggregators and all of that.
Yeah, because you can do the exact same searches, but with sellers, you can do the same
Yeah.
searches with products, whatever you want. So if you're trying to understand the space, especially from like a top-down view, it's a great tool.
Awesome. And I think to conclude, I don't know if we maybe can quickly skim that. I remember you guys also released a new tool, which is you can see the sellers based on a map, right? Or something like
Yep.
that. I have seen. Awesome. So I actually found that tool very interesting. So maybe you can tell us a little bit of case studies or what we could use that for our research or strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, so more than anything, as far as like actual uses, that I would say it's more for like an agency, like knowing what's happening. But
Okay.
for me, the way that I use it is it's very inspiring to see like all the sellers around me. So we're just looking at the top 1,000 sellers
Okay.
in the US, and you can search your neighborhood. Like we can look over here. It looks like we got
10
10 of,
in the
10
UK.
of the top 10 of the top 1,000 sellers in the Amazon US over there. No, the real fun place to check out is, let's go over.
China.
Oh wait, I think I have to go this way.
Oh, actually, not that many. I thought there were more.
I mean, that's about what, 200,
20%. Yeah,
20%,
20%. Yeah.
25%.
Yeah.
And you can dig in and see, okay, well, who's the biggest?
Yeah.
Who's the biggest seller?
And this one could be used also from a perspective, as you say, an aggregator looking for brands or even for an agency to reach out and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can do this all in a search form in the sellers tool, and you can do filters and you can filter by everything. I'd say it's a little bit more effective. More than anything, this is just a fun tool. Everyone likes it.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone uses it kind of like Zillow, where everyone likes to look and see how much everyone's house is worth. Here, everyone likes to look on and see how much people are making on Amazon. And
wow.
I don't know who this person is, but they're clear over here in St. John's, Canada.
Yeah. Super interesting. Awesome. Great. So yeah, I think we cover, to be honest, quite a lot of tools now. around the SmartScout ecosystem. I don't know if there is something else you feel maybe we miss in terms of tools that you'd like to add before we conclude today's episode.
I think that's great. I mean, we have other tools, but I think we've highlighted we've gone over some of the
Awesome.
highlights.
Great, great. Thank you for that, Michael. So, before we conclude, I also want to give you a couple of minutes just to tell us how people can give it a try with SmartScout. I know maybe there is a discount there, and also tell us how people can reach out to you if they have any questions. Yeah.
Yeah. So feel free to follow us on Instagram or on Twitter. We're always producing more stuff. We're cranking out stuff all the time, content specifically about our data and about sellers. We're super addicted to like looking into other Amazon entrepreneurs and like understanding what makes them great. So we're always happy to talk with you. And always happy to meet more people in the space. And then the other thing that I would say is, if you're interested, it's all self sign up just on the website. Hop on, look into it. It's a 7-day free trial.
Awesome.
Play around with the tool, see if it fits your strategy and your business. And then for this group, I've put together I've put together the code, the e-commerce lab, and that'll give you $50 off your first month.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Michael.
No, great. Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. I'm sure I'm gonna have you in the future as you guys keep growing. I know this is just the beginning and many more tools are coming. But in the meantime, thank you. I'm looking forward to having the next one. Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Bye bye.